Welcome to FIFA Saved My Life from Malaysia. Hope you're well today. If you're returning, as always, thank you very much appreciated. If you're coming here for the first time, hit a subscribe, guys. Hit a like, and I'll tell you why. Because I give 50% of my profits to charity. I give them to Mind, the mental health charity. So there you go. Not many out there who do that. So it's worth a subscribe and worth a like alone. If you don't do that, what kind of person are you? Come on. Thank you very much, guys. So today we are talking about ratings on FIFA 20. We've had, obviously, Richarlison kicking off a little bit about his rating, and quite rightly so, I think. On FIFA 20, he has a 79 right wing rating. Not good at all. As an Everton fan, I thought, right, let's have a look into this. I've had a couple of notes from people who follow me and watch my channel saying Everton have been screwed over this season. And guess what? I've had a little look into it. I think they have. So, yes, let's have a look at Everton's ratings first of all, and then answer the question about Richarlison. Should he have been upset about it? And have a look at some facts and figures and ask, does EA really hate Everton? Maybe they do. So let's start with Lucas Digne, the French international left back. 83 rated he gets in FIFA 20. I think that's pretty decent. I think that's okay. I'm not going to complain about that. He had an amazing season last season overall. Was one of our real standout players. But again, obviously, on the last 10 games, especially when we're unbeatable and we beat the likes of Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, drew against Tottenham, drew against Liverpool, we were right up there. We were unbeatable, and he was a massive part of that. So I think 83 is there or thereabouts pretty much what he's going to do. Jordan Pickford, again 83 as well, England international, absolutely established as England's number one, and again one of the top clean sheet keepers in the Premiership last season. Great second half of the season, not so good first half of the season, but great second half of the season. Again, possibly underrated slightly there, maybe should have been an 84, 85. You've got people like De Gea at 91 rated, who had an horrendous season last season and followed on to this season having a horrendous season by the looks of it, losing lots of games, letting lots of goals in. Now we have Jordan Pickford at 83. Fellow international, both internationals, both in the Premiership, both, there. I think, I'm not sure, and I might be wrong, but I think Pickford kept more clean sheets in the end. But I think up there, Pickford was right up there as a keeper in the second half of the season. He was outstanding. So 83, I think, is a little short for an international first choice keeper. But there you go. But I think these things come to fruition, and also I think one of the things to remember is EA get found out by this, by the amount of informs they have to give away. So last season Pickford had lots of informs because he was doing really well. Same with someone like Richarlison and Sigurdsson, who's next. But basically they had lots of informs, which show that they were massively underrated in the first place to have to go up to the way they were. So there you go. Maybe it works itself out anyway, and we just have to wait for the informers to kick in. We had, like I said, Giphy Sigurdsson, one of my favourite players at Everton at the moment. Giphy is amazing, but 83, again, this is a midfielder who scored 15 goals last season, 15 goals from midfield, and had a great, again, second half of the season for Everton. Was outstanding and a real reason why we did as well as we did. Now to be 83, and again, if you want to put in comparison, certain other midfielders out there who didn't score very many goals, be higher, rating. Again, I think he's been screwed over a little bit here, guys. I think he should be an 84, if not 85. Really should. Then there's a big drop to Bernard, 80. Again, Bernard had a good season, but he scored one goal all season, guys. One goal all season to be an 80 rated. I think that's wrong. I think that's really wrong. Michael Keane, now becoming an England regular. Had a great season with Kurt Zouma last season. I think he's moved up to 80 or was 80. I think he's either stayed where he is or moved up from 79 to 80. I don't think there's been much movement, but again, this guy's been absolutely consistent all season. Outstanding defender, and again now part of the England football team continuously. This is more than an 80 rated defender, and again on that front, Man United fans, I think you need to be hard done by. You have Maguire at 82 this year as a comparison. I think Michael Keane should be the 82. I think probably someone like Maguire should be up there at 84, 85 for him, not just because he was a world record fee holder, but again at the same time he's a good defender and he does really well, and there's a reason why he got that fee. You got Andre Gomez, who moved to Everton permanently, stays at 80. Again, the guy is amazing midfielder. Didn't necessarily pull up too many trees last season. He showed us what he's got in fits and spurts, but again, I can understand why he's staying at 80. This is one where I really disagree with. Seamus Coleman at 79. Seamus Coleman at 79 is disgraceful, EA. That is absolutely disgraceful. I think you should be ashamed of yourself. This is one of the best right backs in the Premiership for many years. He's not over his 30s yet. He's not on a decline or anything like that. And actually last year he came back from a horrific injury to have one of his best seasons last year. He was outstanding. He's back to his best. He is Irish captain. He is an international, and with Everton he is their captain as well. And to be moved down to 79, I think is terrible ratings. That needs to go up, and that needs to go up fast. We've got a new signing, Gambian there, midfielder, 79. I think that's probably fair. He's moved up from last year. I think he was at 77 last year. It's gone up to 79. I think that's probably just about fair from what I've seen of him so far. And again, obviously he's injured at Everton at the moment, but time will tell on that one, to be honest. Alex Iwobi, 79. Again, I agree with this one because Alex Iwobi has come from Arsenal. He hasn't played as much as he should do. He's got massive potential. He's already scored a couple of goals at Everton this season and showing what he can do if he's given a first team run out. So I'm very excited to see what Alex Iwobi is going to come out with this season. And again, he can get in forms that will increase his ratings and make him a lot better. But I'm not worried about him. I think he's great, and I'm sure he's got some decent skills there as well. Next, we're on to Richarlison. Now, again, I'm not going to dwell on him too much because I want to come back at the end of him. But again, I'm going to just say shame on you, EA. Shame on you, EA. Shame on you, EA. 79. That is just disgusting for a guy. And we're going to go through his stats at the end. But let's just get it in there. He was top scorer at Everton last season. Top scorer at Everton last season from right wing. You made him a 92 rated footies card at the end of the season and then bumped him back down to 79. Just what were you thinking, really? So there you go. Yerry Mina, 78. I think that's wrong. Again, he's been moved down. He was obviously a lot higher when he was at Barcelona. Even though he wasn't playing at Barcelona, he was higher. Now he's playing at Everton. They've moved him down to 78. So the whole, do AA hate Everton? Do they hate Everton coming out? So you can see the difference that Yerry Mina was at Barcelona, was higher rated. Now he's at Everton full time and had a season. He's now bumped down to 78. So nice. Calvert-Lewin, 77. I couldn't agree more. I'm not a big Calvert-Lewin fan. I loved his ones to watch card last year. Or his young, whatever we had with him. He had a nice 84, 85 card or something like that. That was good. He was really good on it. But in real life, he is a 77. He's not great. Czech Tosin, very similar, 77. Not. The guy hasn't proved himself at Everton particularly. He is a good player. He scores very well. He scored the other night for Turkey. He scored an absolute blinder for Turkey, by the way. But overall, not really proven himself at Everton and Premiership level, so I'd say 77 and far away from where he is. Maybe he should be a 78, maybe he should be 78, maybe, who knows. It wouldn't make much difference. But Dribbble Siebe, again, new signing for Everton from Monaco, 77 rated. Don't know what he was last season, but I'm sure he's probably taken a drop from Monaco for some reason. Now this is a French right back, international right back, World Cup winner. and you rating him 77 at EA, are you? Are you rating him 77, really? Just because he's moved to Everton? I don't think that's right. I think he should be higher. I think he should be up, at the 80s with Seamus Coleman, personally. We have two amazing right-backs at the moment. We have Morgan Schneiderlin at 77. Again, had a horrendous season last season. So, again, I won't complain about that. I think that's a decent rating. Walcott 77, again, agree with it. This one I completely disagree with, as much as you could. 77 for Fabian Delph. Fabian Delph 77. He was 80 last season as a left back for Man City and didn't play very much. How do you move from Man City to Everton to become a first team regular and then move down to 77? What have you done to deserve that -3? It's disgusting. So yeah, Fabian Delph has moved down to 77. Don't get it. He has started the season well. He's played a couple of games. He's man of the match first couple of games he's been playing for us, and you can see the difference. And he's filling the gap that Idrissa left. He is amazing, and genuinely, I love the player. I loved him when he was at Man City. I love the fact I've watched a lot of the videos on Amazon, and you can see he's a real leader. He's a real team player, and I'm so glad to have him at Everton. I'm just upset that EA don't recognise that. And 77. EA. We got Moise Keane, 76. So this guy moves for £40 million in total, and he's one of the biggest prospects as a striker in Europe at this moment, and you give him a 76. Wow. Wow. So yeah, I don't agree with this. I think he should be up to 78, 79 probably as a striker, with the potential that he's got. Also, he scored some decent goals last year at Juventus. So if you're going on last season, he scored some decent goals in one of the hardest leagues in the world. Now he's moved. He's obviously been recognised, and he's moved. He's going to become a first-team regular at Everton, and so then they bump him down to 76. I think he was 77 last year, so he's lost one by having a big money move. Mental. We've got Larassi, 75, don't mind, he's a reserve goalkeeper. Baines moved all the way down to 75. Gain played 1-2 games last season, so that's understandable. I think Tom Davis, again 75, has been moved down. Again, understandable. Guy's not playing very often, so I understand it. Mason Holgate came from West Brom on loan last season, had a game in the Championship, so played very well in the Championship. 75. Probably could have kept around the 76, 77 area because he had a really good season last year on loan, and now he's in the first team squad again as a backup for Mina and Keane. But there you go. Omar Nassi, 73. Can't get rid of him, trying to. You got Sticklenburg, 73, and Cuckoo Matina, which you forget we've still got this guy. Jesus Christ, one of the worst signings of all time. 70 rated. I don't care what he is, he just needs to go. So we've got him. So let's go back to Richarlison. Is he right to kick up about it? Number one, it's a game, so it's not real life. I understand that. We all understand it. But as FIFA YouTubers, we take this seriously. As FIFA players, you take it seriously, because this is as close as you're going to get to being that player and doing these things sometimes. So you really get, and there'd be Man United fans out there, there'd be Liverpool fans out there screaming that their player hasn't got enough rating, because you care about your players and you see it differently. Now, some of them are unfounded, and like you've seen with me, I've just justified the whole list because I wanted to show you that I think some are very fair, some are probably slightly overrated, and to be fair, most of them are underrated to a certain degree. But part of that is because I'm an Everton fan, part of that I'm trying to be realistic. Richarlison is a different matter altogether, I think. Last season he had a massive money move. He had a £40 million money move from Watford to Everton, where he went into there. Everybody's saying, "Oh, what a waste of time! He won't be worth it. He won't be this, that, and the other." Then he absolutely showed everybody was wrong. He went out there, had an amazing season, scored 20 goals in all. Everton's top scorer. only assisted 5 to be fair, but then he ended up playing up front more often than not in the centre, so he didn't have a lot of a choice, but he assisted 5 either way. So again, he contributed to the team as a whole. He made lots of runs. He created an awful lot of free kicks because he gets fouled a lot and does go down quite easily, let's be honest, but he does get fouled a lot. But he is there. He's been Everton main player last season, up there with the likes of Luka Digne, Pickford, Sticks, and he was the first name on the team sheet that you wanted to see. Scored 20 goals, like I said, in his first season at Everton. Not only that, broke through to the Brazilian national team. Not only that, but got included in the Copa America team. Not only that, but scored X amount of goals in the Copa America. Not only that, scored the winning goal in the Copa America final and won the Copa America. So EA have put all that to one side and said, well, let's just forget that and give him a 79. Genuinely, EA, I'm with Richarlison on this. It isn't real life, and it isn't going to change his life, and it isn't going to make me feel any different about the player. I think the player is outstanding, and I get excited every time I see him play. But I'm telling you now, 79 is a disgrace, an absolute abomination of a report. I'm hoping between now and the actual release of FIFA 20, you look at this and you look at the complaint that Richarlison's put in and all the rest of it, and have a look and maybe change some people's ratings, because I think you've done that wrong. I think some people are massively overrated still. You've got certain players still on 83, 84 who barely played a game last season and basically been kicked out on a free this season because no one wants them. And yet you've kept them above Richarlison, who is first name on the team sheet, a team that's probably going to break into the top 6. Scored 20 odd goals last season, more than most players in the Premiership, and was part of an international team and part of an international cup winning team. Now you've upped people like Alisson, who was in the same position first season at Liverpool, did well at Liverpool, won a cup at Liverpool and then won a cup internationally. He got boosted quite nicely, but people like Richarlison didn't. Is it because they're at Everton and you don't deem that okay? I don't know. Let's see what happens. But that's my rant, guys. That's my rant on about Richarlison. I'm agreeing with Richarlison. I've put down below the tweet that he put out quite cleverly. I think he's dead right to be a bit pissed off about it. Let's be honest. I think he worked hard all season. He probably enjoys a game of FIFA and then sees himself as a 79. I think I'd be upset as well. So guys, there you go. Put your thoughts down below. If you're a Man United fan, if you're a Liverpool fan, if you're a Tottenham fan, tell me the players that you think you've been hard done by. I'm not saying that you haven't. I haven't gone through every player so far. Again, I've looked at people like, for instance, Wan-Bissaka at Man United. He's 79 this season. He's gone up a couple, but he's had a big money move. But he's 79. He's the same as Seamus Coleman. Now, Wan-Bissaka's had half a good season at Crystal Palace and then had a big money move, got 79. Seamus Coleman has been consistently one of the best right backs in the Premiership and still is. So how does he get 79? He does as well. So there you go, guys. There's things like that. I don't know. It's a game, but also at the same time, these are the players that we're going to be looking forward to playing with. These are the guys that we want to buy their cards with. And if we've been shortchanged, we're going to have to look elsewhere, and it means you don't get to play with your favourite players all the time, which is a bit upsetting and a bit gutting, and especially if it's not really realistic. So, guys, EA, have a look at yourself. Have a long, hard look at yourself and think maybe you've done something wrong here. Other than that, guys, I look forward to FIFA 20 still. Can't wait. It's getting closer. It's like Christmas, isn't it? It's exciting. So take care of yourself, guys. If you can't take care of yourself, find someone who can. Bye-bye.